I want to thank everyone again for joining us today to learn more about our Master of Education in School Counseling and Leadership program here at Arkansas Tech University. My name is Caitlin Beard, and I'm the coordinator of graduate and international recruitment here at Arkansas Tech. I just wanted to remind y'all that this is a live Q&A. So if you do have questions, please send those in the chat as we go along, and we'll answer those at the end. If you're here with us and you would like a chance to receive a $40 application fee waiver, you'll have to drop your email in the chat. So go ahead and drop that in the chat, and then at the end we'll draw for a $40 application fee waiver for you to use to apply for the program. So I'm going to go ahead and let our wonderful guests join us today, and then we'll get started with the Q&A.
Have connectivity issues, and I'm having that pop up on my screen. Welcome to our session. I'm Pam Dixon. I am the program director for the School Counseling and Leadership program. This is my 11th year as the program director. I have the best job in the world. I was a teacher before becoming a school counselor. I spent 10 years at Russellville High School as their school counselor. I hope you enjoy our session and that you get lots of information.
Hi, my name is Jessica Ashcraft. I'm a 2019 graduate from the School Counseling and Leadership program. I am originally from Whitehall, Arkansas. I did my undergrad at Henderson State University, and then, of course, my master's with Arkansas Tech. I'm currently a school counselor, and I work in the middle school, and I work for Sheridan School District.
I'm Cassidy Haley, and I'm from Hector, and I'm currently in the program, and I'll graduate in August of 2022. And I'm currently a graduate assistant in the College of Education. And I got my undergrad here at Tech.
I'm Becky Jackson Shank. I'm from Morrilton. I received my Bachelor of Arts in Speech Communication from Arkansas Tech many years ago. And I just finished my school counseling degree in May. And I'm currently working at Morrilton Intermediate School as a school counselor.
It's so great to have y'all this evening. I want to thank y'all for taking the time to join us. I know everyone's super busy. But my first question is really just a general question for Dr. Dixon to tell us just a little bit more about the program.
The program is a 45-hour program. It can be completed in 2 years. Most of our students enter as a member of a cohort, and the courses are offered year-round. So if you enter in the summer, which is our preferred semester for entry, and you continue for 2 years, summer, fall, spring for 2 years, you may graduate with that 45 hours. Normally, the course load is about 8 hours a semester. If you decide this is the place for you, the preferred admittance is a degree in teaching, of course, and then recently we've added other degrees that are preferred: rehabilitation science, psychology, and sociology. If you decide you want to come here, then you would just, I'm sure Caitlin will talk about that, but apply, and then we will look at your application. You do not need a teaching license to enter the program. Let's see, it seems like there was something else I was going to say about it. When you, in the spring of your final semester, to get a license, you would need to take the school counseling exam, which is a praxis exam. If you're not a teacher, you would also have to take those tests that teachers take. So I hope you're interested, and I hope you will email me or call me if you have any questions.
So my next question is for our alums and current student. What exactly interested you guys in the program?
I was interested in Arkansas Tech due to the flexibility of the program. Most of your classes are online, but you also have the opportunity to go on to the campus, and that's where you really get to know your fellow students that are in your cohort. And that has proved to be very valuable to me in my career as a school counselor. And so that really drew me to Tech, is that I got the experience of both doing the majority of things online, but still having that hands-on experience that's so important with school counseling.
Oh, can I say something here, Caitlin? Thank you, Jessica, for bringing that up. I forgot to say, we meet mainly online, but we do meet once a month face-to-face on campus. The summer courses are primarily online, but we do have an optional face-to-face meeting that most students come to during the research course. We meet at the library. So thank you, Jessica, for saying that, because I forgot to add that about the program. I think it's a wonderful program, and I think it does, as Jessica said, allow the students to build rapport and get to know each other. They still talk and do all kinds of things together.
I chose the Arkansas Tech program because first off, I had a lot of people recommend it. And then as soon as I reached out to Dr. Dixon about it, she was involved and she went above and beyond to help me and answer any questions I had. And I felt like this program is really personable. And I've really come to love my cohort. We're really close, and that's really helped me learn and grow. And the program is extremely flexible. I was really worried about that, but I mean, they work with you and they're very understanding of life circumstances and especially things going on right now. And it's awesome.
When I first started considering going into school counseling, it was under the leadership of my principal. At the time, I was teaching high school speech and theater classes, and he was a big advocate for Arkansas Tech University. And having come through Tech as an undergrad, I saw the value of it being close to home for me, but also affordability. And then the smaller class sizes, the personal attention that you get from the professors. I felt like I could really reach out to the different teachers of my classes. Even when the classes were fully online through COVID, everyone was really approachable and easy to work with and helped me learn and grow through all of it.
Yes, and we can't say that enough for this program. And so I see we have two of our alums are currently school counselors. And then, Cassidy here plans to be one. She's currently a GA in the college. And so for Dr. Dixon, my question is, of course, most students, their next steps are to be a school counselor, but how are there other options for them, once they complete this program, what do they typically go on to achieve with this program?
Well, several of our students have gone on and they have obtained a license in professional counseling. Our program is 45 hours. The other programs in the state that allow them to become professional counselors are normally about 60 hours. So if they want to go on and add those additional hours, they certainly can and take the exam and become certified as an LPC or an LPAC and then an LPC. We also have some of our students that get into education and think, gosh, I think I want to teach. So it's pretty easy for those in the school counseling program to add the necessary hours or pass an exam to be able to teach. In particular, they can teach at the middle school level if they have the necessary hours, but which normally they do because students normally are English, social studies, or math. And hours pass the praxis in the middle school areas and teach middle school. They also may have to take some required classes like reading or perhaps Arkansas history, but they can teach at the middle school level. The other option would be necessary to do that. For example, they might teach English. If they have 24 hours in the English area, they could take the praxis. If they pass the praxis, they could teach as an English teacher at the secondary level. Another option for those student counseling students is they could continue in the Center for Leadership and Learning where our program is located, and they could obtain a Master of Educational Leadership and then go on for a specialist degree in education and even obtain their doctorate if they wanted to continue that far. And we actually had some students who have done that. One of our students is now a superintendent, and she was a school counselor. She was, I don't think she was an administrator. She was a curriculum administrator, now a superintendent, and she's close to finishing her doctorate in educational leadership. So there's lots of opportunities out there.
For sure. So for our students and alumni that are here, how has this program really prepared you for either your current role or, your future role that you hope to achieve?
I think the program really helped me with, number one, networking. That was something I was really concerned about going into this job. they've really prepared me to work well with the people that I will graduate with. And then I've been introduced to a lot of people who are already counselors. So they've helped me grow that. And then it's also helped me figure out exactly what age group I really feel like I want to work with, because we've had multiple experiences in the school working one-on-one with students and in group settings. And now I'm in my internship, and I've had a lot of experience with students, and it's just really helped me figure out exactly what I want to do and my strengths and my weaknesses. And it's just been a really good asset.
For me, I'm only 8 weeks into my first school counseling job. Um, the school counseling training was great, but the thing that I didn't realize I would value so much is the leadership training. I find I'm in a lot of leadership meetings with instructional facilitators, the main office, my principal and my assistant principal, working through all sorts of issues. And I'm really grateful that I was trained and schooled in those things, because I didn't have that prior experience, and it really prepared me for these meetings and issues.
For me, of course, I'll echo everything that everyone else has said. But I came into this program as a non-traditional student, meaning I was not a teacher before I started this program. And Arkansas Tech and this program prepared me great for coming into a school, for having never been in a school before. I was well prepared. I got lots of support throughout the whole experience, throughout internship. When it came time to take praxis exams, when I was going for interviews and needing to network for job, Arkansas Tech was there every step of the way, and Dr. Dixon, and it prepared me. I am perfectly fit as a school counselor thanks to Arkansas Tech, and I'm very grateful to them for that.
Yes, and that's great. And we can definitely, discuss this a little bit more, but just want to remind y'all that are watching, if you do have questions, please send those. That's what we're here for, is to answer your questions. So please send any questions that you may have, either for Dr. Dixon or our other panelists. Our next question that we have is about just different funding opportunities that may be available for students. I do want to mention, of course, Cassidy, she's currently a graduate assistant in the College of Education. So that's always an option for students who do want to, go full-time and have that tuition completely paid for, and also get a monthly stipend. But you also get to, work very closely with a faculty such as Dr. Dixon. We do have other assistantships available outside of the College of Education on campus that you could apply for. There's a lot of different funding opportunities through Arkansas Tech, different foundation scholarships and things like that. And we'll drop a link to that page, the funding page, where it kind of houses all the information as far as the FAFSA and things like that that you may want to fill out. So y'all can have that if you need that. But Dr. Dixon, if you wanted to mention any other funding opportunities that may be available.
Well, my computer shut out for a second. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if you mentioned the TOPS grant, but if anyone looks at that, school counseling is not considered a shortage area for this school year, but perhaps for next year, it might be a shortage area. So that's something you want to keep a watch on. And may I say something else about the program, Caitlin, that the girls
Of course.
the internship experience is really valuable. Cassidy's in her internship now, and it's 2 semesters. So if you're already working in a school, it would be very doable for you to get those hours. If you're not working in a school, if you're a non-traditional student, you will have to have a job that is flexible so that you can spend those hours in the school getting that experience. And I love what you all have said. And Cassidy, I love that you're getting the K through 12 experience where you are. So we really try to find mentors who are willing to help you see the day-to-day happenings. Theoretical, we can give you all these things, but until you actually get into the school and have to deal with some of the emergencies you guys have told me about, the students are all excellent students, and I think they've given you a good idea. But the internship is very important, and keep in mind that you're going to spend 2 semesters in internship, and you have to have 300 hours, which is a lot, but it's very doable. We've been doing it for a long time. So, and again, it gives you the best learning, I think, because you're actually in there being a school counselor. That's all I have for that.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Dixon. And we do have one or two questions that are being added in the chat, and we'll answer those at the end. So y'all be sure to send those. So just wanted to take the time, of course, to remind y'all about applying. Of course, the preferred start term is in the summer. The application is open for next summer for you to apply. That opens every year on October 1st for the following year. And of course, you can apply, up until before the term starts, as long as there are seats available in the program. But of course, you would just go on our website. I'll drop the link in the chat for y'all. And you would select the school counseling program. You'd be able to upload all of your documents there. We use a website called GradCast. If you're an ATU alum, then you don't have to worry about getting your official transcripts or anything. But it's a fairly simple process, and we just make sure on our end that you have everything. And once that is ready for review, Dr. Dixon will actually make that admission decision. So that's just a point to be sure to connect with her as well when you're applying and things like that, so she can kind of be on the lookout for your application. But yeah, it is it's a $40 application fee that you have to submit. But I will let Dr. Dixon go over the specific admission requirements for the program.
I think I talked about that earlier, but to be admitted to the program, you need to have a degree, an undergrad degree. Oh, now my dogs are barking. So sorry. You need to have an undergrad degree in teaching, rehab science, psychology, or sociology. And of course, we look at any degree that you have. So if you have a degree other than those degrees, you just need to contact me, and we will talk and make sure that you're in the right field. Other than that, you do not have to have a teaching license, as I mentioned earlier. I think the GPA, Caitlin, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is a 2.75. So other than that, those are the only requirements currently.
Go ahead and go on to the questions that are in the chat. I have a few extra ones that we can fill in, but the first question that we had from you guys is, would you recommend teaching at the same time as you're going through the program? And whoever wants to answer that can.
Okay, so I have taught, but when I was doing my internship, I was not teaching. And I do think having a job within a school would have made it easier. However, having not had a job teaching and doing my internship, as Dr. Dixon said, I was a stay-at-home mom, so my schedule was really flexible. I was able to go in and out of the school as I could. Somebody else might be able to speak better to that about that juggle, but I think if I'd been teaching, it probably would have been easier to get those hours in.
I think teaching would be beneficial. I was not a teacher, and so I had to juggle my internship with a full-time job that I had. And thankfully, they were very flexible with paid time off and things like that to allow me to do that. But if I had already been working in a school and had been a teacher, I think that that would have been very beneficial to me in this program.
And let me add, Jessica worked with students. She was a social worker, so she did a lot of work with parents and students. So we were able to make that happen. And yeah, that's it. I think Cassidy, if I interrupted you, I apologize.
I was not a teacher. I'm currently not a teacher in the program. I mean, I'm able to get my time in because I work 20 hours a week as a grad assistant and 20 hours at the school, which I would recommend. That's been awesome. They work really well with my schedule, and I feel like I'm able to focus more specifically on counseling stuff instead of teaching because I'm not a teacher first. But I do think that if that's your way into the school, that's a good avenue to go.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a lot of different perspectives, and there's obviously, different options to achieve that, whether it be a grad assistant or you're currently working in another position or whatever that may be. So just want to remind everyone, we are about to wrap things up. So if you do have any more questions, please send those while we can. And of course, if you're watching and you want a chance at the application fee waiver, be sure to drop your email in the chat so that we can draw for that. So I did just have one last question, and that is just whoever wants to share, but just a final, why do you think that students should choose this program over, say, we won't mention any specific names, but other schools?
I did look into other programs before I chose this program, and the one thing that really stuck out to me was they're so personable about it. Like, as soon as I reached out and showed interest in the program, they showed interest in me and they were very invested. And when I entered, you had to take the Praxis or have an ACT score to get in, and they were very invested in my score. And I remember Dr. Dixon contacting me during the summer. Even I had to graduate and get my bachelor's during the summer, and I started in the fall, but she still contacted me all throughout the summer, making sure I had everything ready that I needed and getting me enrolled in classes. And it's just very involved and personable, and I feel like it's kind of like a little family, and I really appreciate it.
Something I didn't share is that I started the program years ago, took a bit of a break, Dr. Dixon, and then I came back. And one of the things when I had that break, I knew I wanted to continue school counseling, but I was living 6 hours away. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have to find a degree program closer to where I was living at the time. But this degree program, with the online options and the wonderful support that you have from the staff, you don't have to live in Pope County or even Conway County. You can be just about anywhere around and get really great support and a great education from Arkansas Tech.
I echo all of that. The Arkansas Tech for me, it was the relationships built not only with my fellow students in my cohort, but with my professors. They were always available to me. They helped me through every question and every hurdle that I came across to help make my dream a reality. And I think that's really the difference with Arkansas Tech is just the one-on-one support that you receive and the relationships that you build.
Yes, for sure. And I will attest that Dr. Dixon is absolutely amazing and loves each of her students and knows everything about every single person. So I can always rely on her to help me out. And typically when a student's applying, she already knows they're applying before they even head my way. But that is to wrap it up. If y'all have any other questions, we will drop Dr. Dixon and my email in the chat. That way, if y'all have any further questions, please reach out to us. If we can help y'all in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I want to thank everyone again for being here with us tonight and answering all these questions. It was always a pleasure to have y'all. Well, we will talk to you guys soon. Thank y'all so much. See ya.